it's Jonathan, and welcome to a special Hand Shop Productions video. Today, we are going to review all the stuff that we did at Hand Shop Productions this year. As many people know, 2020 has been an interesting year, with the most notable thing occurring in 2020 being COVID-19, which is such a major pandemic that December 28th, 2020 article in The New Yorker called it the Plague Year. COVID-19 has caused so many quarantines and shutdowns in 2020 that on March 14th, 2020, I got the idea of making even more Hand Shop Productions videos. And since some news articles have compared the fight against COVID-19 to a war, I decided to put them under a label that recalls military projects from the Manhattan Project to Project Mogul. The label is Project Campfire, and it is, as my website for it says, a series of online Hand Shop Productions developments meant to help viewers wait out the coronavirus COVID-19 during their quarantines and social distancing. I would say that this has gone well so far. Before March 14th, 2020, there were 36 hours, 56 minutes, and 7 seconds of footage on the free Hand Shop Productions channels, which you can binge watch in the recently composed playlist from December 29th down in the description. Well, from March 14th until December 30th, 2020, I have added another 36 hours, 14 minutes, and 49 seconds to that number. Meaning that in just under 300 days, I have almost doubled the total watch time of Hand Shop Productions. This is particularly impressive since it took over 2 years to get the original 36 hours, 56 minutes, and 7 seconds of footage out to begin with. In this video, we'll go over the accomplishments that Hand Shop Productions made in each month of 2020, as well as how many hours of footage each month is produced throughout the year, alongside the amount of footage that we have reviewed throughout the video. Now, let's begin with this Hand Shop Productions special. January. The very first video of 2020 was one of my gaming videos on the Star Wars channel. More specifically, this video is the 57-minute, 55-second long Star Wars Battlefront 2 Part 6, released at midnight on January 5th, 2020, which was followed very closely by the 5-minute, 49-second long Star Wars Battlefront 2 Part 6.5. Throughout January 2020, Killery Star Wars would go on to release 3 more episodes of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 series, as well as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Parts 9 through 12. In addition, on January 20th, the Hand Shop Productions channel itself published a biomolecules poem as part of a biology project for school. This video is not only the very first video to be published on the Hand Shop Productions channel, and the only one there to be released before the beginning of Project Campfire, but it is also the single most popular video on any of my channels, with it reaching 1,200 views on December 30th, 2020. For reference, the second most popular video on my channels is the Sleep Train 456 trailer from 2017, which only has 387 views as of December 30th, 2020. Looking back at the biomolecule poem's popularity, we can see that it already acquired over 100 views by the time Project Campfire began, then hovered in the mid to upper hundreds throughout the summer, before booming in popularity from September onwards, coinciding with the beginning of the 2020 to 2021 school year. It appears that not only is my biomolecules poem a success in the classroom it was made for, but that throughout the 2020 to 2021 school year, known for its lack of classrooms, many students have even decided to learn their biomolecules from my rhyme about monomers. That these are people that have been introduced to my channel from this video is clear when we look at another graph. As of December 30th, 2020, a YouTube search is by far the most common way that people find my video. With these searches, most of which occurred when the biomolecules poem is booming in popularity, accounting for 699 of my views, which is over half the views on that video. In fact, if we look at yet another graph, 4 people liked the biomolecules poem so much that they subscribed to me after watching it. 1 on January 22nd, 2 more on December 7th, and 1 more on December 15th. I expect that my biomolecules poem will continue to grow in popularity throughout the school year of Zoom meetings and a lack of classrooms. Those are the stuff that Hand Shop Productions did in January. Out of these films, 7 hours, 22 minutes, and 39 seconds of footage came from the Star Wars channel, while another 1 minute and 6 seconds came from Handshot Productions, giving the Handshot Productions videos from January a total of 7 hours, 23 minutes and 45 seconds so far, which is already impressive enough. Now, let's take a look at our films in February. February. In February 2020, the Star Wars channel released Star Wars Battlefront 2 parts 10 through 12, before that game's main storyline ended, while also releasing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order parts 13 through 17. Also, Sleep Train 456 released its first videos of 2020 in that same month. One from February 18th until February 24th, it released 7 trailers for Grand Canyon Trip Part 2, the second part of a long-running series documenting my trip to the Grand Canyon back in June 2019. Then, on February 25th, the actual Grand Canyon Trip Part 2 video came out, making it the first video on the Handshot Productions channels to be over an hour long, and the last Sleep Train 456 video to be released before Project Campfire. In the month of February, the Star Wars channel released 7 hours, 39 minutes and 17 seconds of footage, while Sleep Train 456 released 1 hour, 16 minutes and 34 seconds of footage, for a total of 8 hours, 55 minutes and 51 seconds in that 1 month, out of the 16 hours, 19 minutes and 36 seconds of footage in the amount of time that we have covered so far. Now, let's take a look at the beginning of Project Campfire. March. In March 2020, the Star Wars channel revived the Battlefront 2 series with a 4-part miniseries covering the Resurrection storyline, a sequel to that video game's main storyline, which began on March 1st and ended on March 21st. At the same time, the Star Wars channel also released Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order parts 18 through 21, and the first 2 videos are significant because Part 18 from March 9th was the last video to be released on any of my channels before Project Campfire began, while Part 19, released on March 14th, was the first video to be released as part of Project Campfire, a series of Handshot Productions developments that was launched to help my viewers wait out the quarantines that defined 2020. Meanwhile, on March 16th, Handshot Productions released a belated Leap Day special, which began the All About Holiday series. Then, Handshot Productions went to work on making Project Campfire related developments, including creating a Twitter account on the 19th, a video announcing Project Campfire's name and purpose on the 22nd, a website for Project Campfire on the 24th, and a series of photo albums called Urban Nature on the 29th. I've not worked on it in a while, but so far I've released the albums from March 25th and March 31st, and when I have time, I'll release more albums in the future. For now, let's see how much footage I've released in March. The Star Wars channel released 8 hours, 14 minutes and 43 seconds of footage, while Handshot Productions released 10 minutes and 38 seconds, for a total of 8 hours, 25 minutes and 21 seconds of footage in March, out of the 24 hours, 44 minutes and 57 seconds of footage that we have covered at this point in the video. We have only looked at the first 3 months and we already have over a day's worth of footage. Now, let's see what April showers bring, apart from May flowers. April. On April 3rd, 2020, Handshot Productions released its first unboxing video, in which I opened up a box containing lights to light up a green screen that I acquired on Christmas 2019. These lights are, in fact, the ones that I'm using in this video as I speak. I then released a video titled, "What is Handshot Productions?" that is meant to introduce viewers to my channel. Meanwhile, from April 4th to April 25th, the Star Wars channel released Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order parts 22 through 25. Outside of YouTube, I created a new logo for Handshot Productions on the 5th, then created a Q&A page now called Mailbox on the same day. If you want to ask me a question or have a suggestion for something I can do on my channel, you can send them to me on Mailbox, to which I'll post a link down in the description. After Mailbox was created, I then updated the Project Campfire logo on the 17th, and added an automated Project Campfire counter on the Project Campfire website to tell viewers how long it has been running for on the 29th. Returning to YouTube, the Star Wars channel released 3 hours, 51 minutes and 41 seconds of footage, while the Handshot Productions channel released 7 minutes and 26 seconds of footage, for a total of 3 hours, 59 minutes and 7 seconds of footage in April, out of 28 hours, 44 minutes and 4 seconds reviewed in this video so far. Now, let's look at what we did in May. In May 2020, the Star Wars channel released Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order parts 26 through 29, the last episodes of the Fallen Order series, and the last videos on the Star Wars channel until July. While Fallen Order was running its course, Sleep Train 456 released Grand Canyon Trip Part 3 on May 7th, 2020, with a goal to release the rest of my Grand Canyon Trip videos by June 20th, 2020, for 1 year anniversary of the end of my actual Grand Canyon trip. Meanwhile, outside of YouTube, from May 7th to June 5th, 2020, I temporarily changed the Project Campfire flag to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. On May 21st, 2020, I began calculating the running time of the Project Campfire playlist, which was a mere 12 hours, 5 minutes and 20 seconds long at the time. How Project Campfire grew since then! Speaking of running time, throughout May 2020, the Star Wars channel released 3 hours, 23 minutes and 7 seconds of footage, while Sleep Train 456 released another 49 minutes and 24 seconds of footage, for a total of 4 hours, 12 minutes and 31 seconds of footage in May, of the 32 hours, 56 minutes and 35 seconds that we have reviewed so far. Now, let's take a look at June. June was the only month in 2020 when the Star Wars channel did not have a video to release. Instead, I went to work on making my last Grand Canyon trip videos on Sleep Train 456, with Part 4 being released on the 5th, Part 5 being released on the 10th, and a trailer and public watch page for Part 6 being created on June 17th, 2020. Then, Part 6 was fully released on June 20th, thereby meeting my goals for the Grand Canyon Trip series. After that, on June 21st, I officially finished the Grand Canyon Trip series of Part 7, which covers the return of the rental car that Sleep Train 456 used on the Grand Canyon Trip exactly a year earlier, and is the last video released on Sleep Train 456 for the rest of 2020. Later, on June 23rd, Project Campfire experienced its 100th day of operation, which is quite a landmark. Then, on June 26th, a trailer for a new series on the Handshot Productions channel, Sigil Multarm, was released, beginning my career as a channel about vexillology, the study of flags. In June 2020, Sleep Train 456 released 3 hours, 27 minutes and 9 seconds of footage, which coincidentally is the same amount that the Star Wars channel would have normally produced, while Handshot Productions released an extra minute and 33 seconds, for a total of 3 hours, 28 minutes and 42 seconds of footage being released in June alone, out of 6 hours, 25 minutes and 17 seconds in the half of the year that has just been reviewed in this video. Now, let's look at July. On July 1st, 2020, Handshot Productions released the first full episode of Sigil Multarm, which covers the basic terminology of flags. This episode was followed just 2 days later by a 4th of July special, an episode on the flag of the United States, which, due to a minor error in displaying some text at one point in the video, was released on the 4th of July itself. Later that same day, the Star Wars channel released its first video since May, a trailer for my Star Wars Racer Revenge series, followed by that series' first 2 episodes later that day. The Star Wars channel would then go on to release more episodes on the 11th, 18th, 25th and 31st, although that last one is delayed until August 7th due to technical difficulties. Returning to the Handshot Productions channel, on July 15th it released my second unpackaging video, where I opened a beret for use in the following day's episode of Sigil Multarm, an episode on the flag of France, which was a belated Bastille Day special. Finally, on July 21st, I released my third Sigil Multarm episode, a video on the flags of states in the United States beginning with the letters A through I, which is part of an ongoing Sigil Multarm miniseries. In the month of July, Killer Star Wars released 2 hours, 52 minutes and 18 seconds of footage, while the main channel released 1 hour and 21 seconds of footage, for a total of 3 hours, 52 minutes and 39 seconds of footage in July, out of the 40 hours, 17 minutes and 56 seconds of footage reviewed at this point. Now, let's take a look at the beginning of fall. August. On August 7th, 2020, the Handshot Productions channel released another Sigil Multarm episode, covering the US states from K to M, alongside a bonus video for Mississippi that was not included in the final version of the K to M episode. On the same day, the Star Wars channel finally released the 6th episode of the Racer Revenge series from July 31st, followed by the regularly scheduled Racer Revenge videos for the 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. The last Racer Revenge episode is significant in the respect that its release brought the total watch time of Project Campfire to over 24 hours. Meanwhile, the Sigil Multorm episode on US state flags beginning with N was released on August 11th, after being announced by a watch page the previous day. Just 6 days later, on August 17th, a Sigil Multorm episode on the flag of Indonesia was released to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the Southeast Asian country's independence. Outside of YouTube, I posted a tweet on the 25th linking to an article in the Huffington Post about a Canadian 9th grade student called Liv McNeil, whose video, Numb, captures that pandemic loop of 2020 pretty well, so you can check it out down in the description. For now, I'll tell you the running time of my own videos. In August, the Star Wars channel released 3 hours, 6 minutes and 16 seconds of footage, while Handshot Productions released 28 minutes and 45 seconds of footage, for a total of 3 hours, 35 minutes and 1 second of footage in August, out 43 hours, 52 minutes and 57 seconds from January 1st to August 31st. Now, let's look at what we did in September. In September 2020, the Star Wars channel released the last 5 episodes of the Racer Revenge series, with episodes 14 and 15 being released on September 26th, which was proclaimed Finish Line Saturday. The day after that, the series' catchphrase, Dad Nija Poofy Floka, was put on display on the series' website in Orabesh, the fictional alphabet of Star Wars. That was all that happened in September, until the 30th, when the 200th day of Project Campfire was marked with the Project Campfire flag being changed to include the motto, Semper Vigilans, meaning ever vigilant, both because it is the motto of San Diego, California, where Handshot Productions is based out of, and to encourage the audience to be ever vigilant. In September, the Star Wars channel released 2 hours, 20 minutes and 44 seconds of footage, which brings the total amount of footage we have reviewed at this point to 46 hours, 13 minutes and 41 seconds. Now, let's take a look at October, the month best known for Halloween. October. Although the Racer Revenge series ended on September 26th, it wasn't long before the Star Wars channel had a new series to replace it. From October 3rd, 2020, a trailer for a series about the video game Star Wars Squadrons was released, followed by the first 2 episodes later that night. After the October 3rd release, 3 more episodes of the Squadron series, which is still ongoing as of this video, were released that month. Speaking of stuff that began on October 3rd, a Sigil Multorm video about the flag of Germany was released on October 9th, then re-released the next day to fix an error. The episode on the flag of Germany commemorated the 30th anniversary of German reunification, which occurred on October 3rd, 1990. Later, the Handshot Productions channel released a trailer video for the series All About Holidays on October 26th as a continuation of the Leap Day video, before finishing off the month by releasing a video about Halloween on the day itself. Speaking of Halloween, from October 27th to November 2nd, the Project Campfire flag was changed to a Halloween-themed black flag with cobwebs on it. Returning to videos, in October, the Star Wars channel released 2 hours, 50 minutes and 38 seconds of footage, while the main channel released 40 minutes and 23 seconds, with a total of 3 hours, 31 minutes and 1 second being released in October, and a total of 49 hours, 44 minutes and 42 seconds of footage being reviewed at this point in the video. Now, let's take a look at November's videos. November. On November 5th, 2020, I announced through Twitter that as part of the 2020 United States elections, the voters of Mississippi voted in a referendum to adopt a new flag, and that the new flag of Mississippi will be covered in a future Sigil Multorm episode, alongside the US state flags from O to W, which we'll get to in a bit. Returning to November, the Star Wars channel released 3 Squadrons episodes that month, one on the 14th, another on the 21st, and a third on the 28th. In addition, on the main channel, my third unboxing video was published on the 19th, in which I opened the mask that I got earlier that day after a flu shot. At the end of the video, I mentioned that a YouTuber called Combat for Combat whose icon features the flag of Slovakia, subscribed to me at the same time I was getting the flu shot. This gave me an idea for 2 videos that came the following month, which we'll mention shortly. Now, let's finish up November by saying that the Star Wars channel released 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 17 seconds of footage, while the main channel released 4 minutes and 11 seconds of footage. For a total of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 28 seconds released in November. Of the 51 hours, 16 minutes, and 10 seconds of footage that we have reviewed so far. Now, let's take a look at the final month. December. The last month of the year produced a lot of videos. First, on December 1st, the flag of Project Campfire was temporarily decorated with Christmas lights. Then, on every day of December until Christmas Eve, the Star Wars channel released this year's LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar series, opening up the flaps from the previous year's Advent Calendar. At the same time, the Star Wars channel released 4 of its regularly scheduled Squadrons episodes. Then, on December 25th itself, I opened my presents for this year's Christmas, then released a video about it on the Handshot Productions channel later that day. 4 days later, inspired by Combat for Combat's subscribing to Handshot Productions the previous month, the last 2 Sigilla Moltaro episodes of the year, covering the flags of Czechia and Slovakia, were released on December 29th. The episode on the flag of Slovakia was also the last video released on any of my channels in 2020. Finally, on December 30th, the Christmas flag of Project Campfire was replaced by a New Year's one, featuring the year 2021 on it. Returning to videos again, the Star Wars channel released 3 hours, 20 minutes, and 9 seconds of footage in December, and the Handshot Productions channel released 58 minutes and 4 seconds from December 1st until the end of the year, meaning that our channels have produced 4 hours, 18 minutes, and 13 seconds of footage in December, or a grand total of 55 hours, 34 minutes, and 23 seconds of footage from January 1st to December 31st, 2020. That's more than we have uploaded in 2017, 2018, and 2019 combined. Now, let's wrap this year up. And now you know just how much we have done on Handshot Productions this year. As I said earlier, Project Campfire alone has almost made more videos than Handshot Productions has in the 2 years before Project Campfire began. And all of the videos we have made in 2020, Project Campfire or otherwise, are much longer than all of our videos from the founding of Sleep Train 456 until the beginning of 2020. Before I finish this year's video, I would like to mention developments that will be made early in 2021. Firstly, on New Year's Day, I will release a video on Sleep Train 456 about my railroad-themed advent calendar for 2021, which I got in my Christmas video. Secondly, you may remember how I said that we will talk about my future Sigilla Moltarum episode on US state flags from O to W, as well as Mississippi. Well, that video will be released on or around January 3rd, 2020, to coincide with the inauguration of the 117th United States Congress. Later, on January 20th, to coincide with the next presidential inauguration, I will release a Sigilla Moltarum episode on the flags of US territories and Washington, D.C. Finally, of course, you will have your regularly scheduled Squadrons episode on the Star Wars channel every Saturday night. And when that series finishes up, which I expect will be soon, I have other series planned to replace it, so stay tuned. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it. If you enjoyed this entire channel, subscribe to it. And if you want to know when the next video will be coming out, click the bell button after you subscribe. And I'll see you next year!